Hey, everybody. Welcome. We'll let a couple more folks trickle in here. Thanks for joining us.
How's it going?
What? There we go.
Doing well.
All right. Well, it looks like we're going to have a small but mighty crew for tonight's meeting. So let's get to it. Thank you all for being here. My name is Scott Carter. I'm the Executive Vice President for SABR, and we are very, very pleased and appreciative that you've decided to join our ranks as SABR members, but also that you're joining us here tonight for this new member meeting. So basically what we'll do tonight is we're going to use this time to introduce you to some key SABR member benefits, and also take a tour of the website to show you some of the key elements of our website that other SABR members find particularly useful and that are popular amongst the membership. So but before we're going to do that, I wanted to introduce my colleague, Miss Courtney Baker. Courtney Baker is actually somewhat new, just like all of you. So Courtney's been with us for a little over a month. She's our community engagement manager. So we want you to know that the SABR staff is always going to be here to help you if you have any questions whatsoever. So Courtney handles our membership on a day-to-day basis. So if you have any questions, you can start with her. If you can't get to her, feel free to contact me or anyone else on our staff or our board. But we're here to help. We're here to make your membership as fruitful and enjoyable as possible. So Courtney, why don't you take it away?
Awesome. Well, I know I've already talked to a few of you now. So nice to finally put some faces to the names. My name's Courtney Baker. I just came from working for the Reno Aces, so the AAA for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Moved back home to Arizona a little over a month ago. So super excited to be here with SABR. Baseball has always been my favorite sport. So I am so thrilled to be a part of the team and to get to work with all of you. So a little bit about SABR. SABR is a community of like-minded baseball enthusiasts. It is our hope that you can make new connections, expand your network, and really just share your love of baseball with the other members. And during this meeting, we will go over some of the ways to connect with everyone. But we also wanted to start off by giving everyone a chance to quickly introduce themselves. So when called on, please state your name, where you're from, and your favorite MLB team. So I'm going to go ahead, and because I forgot him last time, I'm going to start with Scott.
Oh, you forgot me last time?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, I will reintroduce myself. Again, Scott Carter, Executive Vice President for SABR. I am originally from Los Angeles County in Southern California. We obviously now live here in the Phoenix Metro. I grew up and still to this day a lifelong Los Angeles Dodgers fan. So I am grateful today that I have a reprieve from the stress that is the baseball playoffs, which will resume tomorrow, which say a prayer. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. But glad to be here. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. And I'm going to turn it over to Bill Nolan, who is a SABR board member. So Bill, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am. You see my name. It's Bill. I've been on the board for quite a few years now, and very much enjoy it. And I like to sit on these meetings when I can, because I love to welcome new members. I live in the Boston area. I'm a Red Sox fan. I'm happy. I just saw 3 games in a row. The Red Sox beat the Yankees in a wild card game, and then take the games 3 and 4 from Tampa Bay, which was a big surprise. So I'm looking forward to getting back to the park in a few more days here. But welcome everybody to SABR, and those on the board, and I think most SABR members. One of the things that always impressed me about SABR from the beginning is how many members are happy to reach out to and answer questions from anyone.
Very true. Yeah, and I've realized that in the first month that I've been here, because obviously there are members who have been here for a very, very, very long time. And I've learned so much about SABR. So I highly encourage everyone So reach out to either me and I can point you in the right direction, or we'll show you the directory feature, and you can find other Saber members to reach out to. So we will discuss that in a little bit, but I want to turn it over to next Bruce, who is one of our new member ambassadors. Some of you may have heard from him already when you joined. So Bruce, take it away.
Oh, well, thank you, Courtney. I'm Bruce McClure. I am from New London, New Hampshire. Like I said last month, Courtney, don't blink driving through this town. It's very, very small. Like Courtney, I worked in minor league ball for a long time in the Twins organization for the old New Britain Rockcats, and got a chance to see a lot of those guys coming up. So I was a bit of a Twins fan for a while, but I grew up a Red Sox fan, and I've adopted the Mets a little bit. I think it's just baseball in general, as opposed to just, one fan. Although I'll root for the Dodgers, Scott. I'll do it for you. Okay.
Attaboy.
Thank you.
At least until the World Series, and then I don't want to step on Bill's toes.
Hey, you guys stole Mookie from us, so I mean, it's okay.
You got Verdugo back. It's fine.
I am an ambassador. I'm always around. I'm always available by email. You can find me in the directory and such. I know I see a few familiar faces here tonight based on names that I'm reading. So whatever any of our new members need, I'm happy to reach out.
Great, thank you, Bruce. I'm just gonna go in order of the videos on my screen. So Scott, you're next.
I'm Scott. I live in Austin, Texas. Originally, I'm from Chicago, so I'm a Cubs fan. We got our World Series a couple of years ago, so then we sold the whole team. But so far so good. Yeah, happy to be here, and kind of want to meet some people not only interested in baseball, but I do a lot of like analysis of stats and stuff on the side. Used to work for a daily fantasy company, so interested in the analytics and data and predictions and stuff like that. And I did pick the Dodgers for the World Series this year. Well, as the playoffs started, but I'm rooting for them now going to the playoffs. So we'll see.
Very nice. And what former Cub do you miss the most? Because they really blew the team up this season. Which one were you most sad to see go?
I was a Baez fan. He was the energy behind the team, and then you gotta love Rizzo. But I don't know. I think I knew Bryant was leaving. So.
I know it's been back and forth so many years, rumors. But Jock Peterson, I don't know if you saw, you probably did hit a home run with Rizzo's bat. So a little bit of Cubs there in the postseason.
A little bit, right?
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I know we've exchanged emails, so it's nice to finally get to meet you virtually.
Absolutely. Great to be here.
Well, Anne, you are next.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, I'm a little outnumbered here. I live in San Francisco.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I'm a tour guide for Oracle Park for the Giants.
Very cool.
And I'm a passionate fan. And I love Chris Bryant. We're very happy to have him. And I can say a few more things. I was at the first two games, and I'm going to be at game 5 tomorrow evening. So, well, I need not say more to it. Okay. So yeah, I'm really happy to be. It was actually working for the Giants when they have we've had pre-pandemic. We had a wonderful education program. We did a lot with school groups from K through college. So we developed a lot of different tours and presentations involving the history of baseball. And I love the history of San Francisco too. And it's intertwined with baseball. So I'm just it's a fun thing. So I always heard about Saber, and I was encouraged by a staff member at the Giants to join, and I finally got around to doing it. So I enjoy reading your stuff.
Very cool.
Welcome. I'm so jealous. You and Bill going to those postseason games. I'm very jealous. How long have you been a tour guide at the ballpark?
I started when I retired from my, day job in 2016. Okay. So I saw briefly in 2016 some postseason with Chicago. But it's exciting to be there.
Very nice. We'll have to let you know if we ever make a Saber trip to San Francisco, get a tour of
Yeah.
the ballpark. I went for a football game years ago. ASU played there against Navy, but I think it'd be so cool to actually learn the history. So very awesome, and welcome to Saber.
Thank you.
All right, let's see who's next. Jared?
Hello, my name is Jared. I am originally from New York, but I'm living in Philadelphia. So I am a Phillies fan from a Yankees family. I'm rather jealous of everyone who gets to watch their team in the postseason, but I hope you're having fun.
I know, I'm the same way. I forgot to say my favorite team is the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we, thanks to Josh Van Meter, we're not the worst team in the league, but definitely no postseason hopes. So I feel your pain there. And why did you join Saber? What interested you about it?
Oh, well, over the past year or so, I've just become much more interested in baseball, had a lot of fun with it, decided I wanted to dive in even more.
Cool. Well, welcome. And yeah, you'll definitely get the chance to learn so much about the game, more than you could have ever imagined. So welcome. We're excited to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right, Bernie, you are next. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry
There we go.
about that, folks. Sorry about that.
All
It's
good.
not my first Zoom. We've done a lot of this over the last year and a half, haven't we? So I'm from Narragansett, Rhode Island. Lifelong New England resident between Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. So it would make sense that perhaps I'm a Red Sox fan. And I've been a Red Sox fan since the late days of Ted Williams. So I go back to following this team very religiously and very loyally since the late 50s, and pretty enthused about our run over the last couple of weeks. They've done a lot more than I ever expected over that period. So pretty exciting. I become familiar with Saber through a friend of mine, Father Jerry Byrne, who has been a member for a number of years, and he has a number of publications that have come from Saber, and I've had a chance to take a look at some of them, and just really impressive, the work that comes out of the organization. So I thought I'd like to join and check it out directly.
Great. Well, we're very glad to have you. And yes, you are definitely having fun as a Red Sox fan. You and Bill are living up. My brother, his favorite team has been the Rays for as long as he can remember. So he was not having a very good time this postseason. But welcome to Saber.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Kenneth.
Yes, Ken Ferdil. I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, and moved to Portland about 20 years ago. Love the Pacific Northwest. My favorite baseball team is the New York Yankees. I became a fan of the Yankees in '85 when Rickey Henderson was traded there. He was kind of my childhood idol. And I know he's kind of associated with the A's, but whenever he went back to the A's, I had kind of dug my heels into being a Yankees fan. So I've been a Yankees fan since '85 and seen some good times and some bad times and some weird times. So it's a lot of Red Sox around me at work and also on the screen today. So that's always fun. Really surprised about how they just kind of dominated the Rays, just worked through the Rays. I joined Saber because I love the baseball research, love baseball history, and I just kind of wanted to get a little deeper and really understand as much as I could about the game and the writers and all the great analysis that goes on involved with Saber.
Great. Well, you were definitely in the right place for that. And what has been your favorite moment as a Yankee fan?
Actually, so I went to a game in 1987 when Don Mattingly was hitting his consecutive home run game streak, and I was there when he the 7th and 8th game when he hit the home run. So that was pretty fast, pretty awesome as a child. The 12-year-old boy seeing that was pretty awesome.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, welcome to everyone. Like I said in the beginning, I will be working with all of you. I'm your main point of contact if you need anything. So don't hesitate to email or call. I'm here to answer any questions y'all might have. But we are going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me see. All right. And if at any point you have questions, don't hesitate to ask, and we can stop and answer them. So we're going to start by going to the SABR website. And I'm just going to show you how to log in. Step one. So member login. And if at any point you forget your password, because I am notorious for doing that, I have like 4 passwords with different remixes and everything. So I forget a lot. There is a way to get that sent to you, but also if that doesn't work, shoot me an email and I can reset it for you. So you're going to click Learn More, the members home. All right. And then just a reminder that your username will always be your email. If for some reason your email changes, like I had somebody reach out to me today that their email is not valid anymore, let me know and I can go ahead and switch your username to that new email as well. All right, so this is the members hub. So here's where you will find everything you can ever ask for with Saber. So we're going to go ahead and start with my profile. And I apologize, my computer is going slow because I'm sharing my screen. All right, so this is what everybody's profile looks like. You can see address, phone number, birthday, all of that, my title in there. So you can also see, like for me, I am having the baseball research journal received electronically. And then otherwise you will get it mailed to you. So you also have access to our directory like I have mentioned earlier in this call. So this is where you can find everybody that is a member. It's a great way to meet new people. In the directory, you can search for SABR members by keyword, chapters, research committees, and country. So for example, for our Yankee fan on here, let's go ahead and search Yankees. And then in there, you will see a list of everybody that has the Yankees listed as an interest, their favorite team, anywhere on their profile. It will say the Yankees in there. So it's a great way to connect with other fans. If you want to know more about maybe specifically a player or a year with the Yankees, always great to have this directory with all these different people that you can reach out to. Also, in the groups tab right here. So when you signed up to be a SABR member, you chose your primary chapter, which in most cases is where you live closest to. However, you can join as many chapters as you want, especially with a lot of chapter meetings being virtual still. It is cool to be a part of different chapters, so you can hop on a different chapter Zoom meeting if they have a really cool speaker or an event that you're interested in. So it's super easy. You can search for your groups by state or the different charter communities and stuff like that. So I am a part of all of these, but if you go to available groups it's as easy as click join group, and also go to view all. And here's where you can really dig through all of them, which I think I'm part of almost every chapter, so it might not show up. But there are so many different chapters and research committees and chartered communities that you can join. So there really is something for everyone. And then, does anybody have any questions on that so far? No? Perfect. And if you do have any questions come up, maybe as you're trying to browse, just email me and I'd be more than happy to help you as well. And so finally for me, and then Scott will take over, everybody's favorite thing and the thing that you're probably most annoyed to hear from me for, it'll be your invoices. So when you go to your profile, you'll see your name, click the invoices drop down. Oh, and it signed me out. All right, so in here you will see your event registrations, any invoices that you have. So for me, you can see that I did the Women in Baseball virtual conference, which was awesome. I highly encourage everyone in 2022 to attend. It was really cool. I learned a lot. And we will have more events coming up, which Scott will talk about. But if you register for any of those, you will see them in here. Membership. Here's where you will see all of your membership renewals. So for me, I just started brand new member as of August 26th. So I am on the monthly subscription. So you can see mine is awaiting auto pay on the 25th of this month. So any questions about that specifically with your account, feel free to shoot me an email or give me a call if you have any questions about anything, and I would be more than happy to help. All right, Scott, I think it's your turn.
All right, my turn. I talk fast, so here we go. All right, I'm going to share my screen now, and we're going to take a tour of the SABR website. All right, thumbs up if you can see my screen. Cool. All right, first thing we're going to start with is the SABR newsletter, which hopefully you all have been getting in your email inboxes, and that's sent out religiously every Friday afternoon. You can keep time by Jacob Pomeranke on our staff, who's our director of editorial content, puts that together every week. It's a fantastic piece of information, really has the whole bucket of everything that SABR is about. So you can really get an idea of everything that's going on throughout the organization. If you ever miss one of those emails or are having trouble getting them, feel free to email Courtney or myself and we can help you. There's also an archive of all previous SABR, This Week in SABR newsletters on the website. So if you go to latest news and scroll down past our news headlines, you'll see the This Week in newsletter, the This Week in SABR newsletter section. So here's last week's email from October 8th. So if you click on this, we can kind of see what's involved in the newsletter. So these are things that you can look for in each weekly newsletter. So we'll always have news of what's happening. Last week, our games project reached its 3,000th published article on baseball games throughout history. These are all written by SABR members, so we wanted to celebrate that milestone. It's a big one. Scroll down, some more news. We're always looking, when we have calls for papers or research or projects or proposals, we'll always list those in the newsletter. Events, we've got our events range the entire baseball spectrum. So everything from analytics to, you can see coming up here in November, we've got a symposium on 19th century baseball, specifically in the city of Brooklyn. So a very cool event that's coming up. We've got a donation drive going on now, and then keep scrolling down. We had a book that just recently come out. We will talk more about our publications in a second, but anytime we have a new book out, we'll let you know here. So let you know how you can get it for free as a SABR member. Courtney mentioned virtual events and Saber events with different chapters. We're always going to list our upcoming events in our newsletter. So these are always a great way to see if there's a speaker that's interesting to you, and you can hop on that. Doesn't matter if you're not in that chapter, you can join any of these meetings as a Saber member. Here's a link to our great podcast with Rob Nyer, which comes out every week. And then as we scroll down some more, remember, does anybody see their names? Keep going around the web. I love this section right here. These are recent articles published by and about Saber members. So you can see it's always great for folks to see kind of the company that they keep within Saber. Most of the baseball journalists that we're all familiar with are Saber members. So you're in the same club as them. They're just huge baseball fans like all of us. So you can get a look at all of their work. And this comes out every single week. So like I said, it's really a great one-stop shop for everything that's going on within Saber. All right, we're going to head back out to the main page of saber.org, and we're going to talk about the digital library. So one of the best benefits about your Saber membership is our digital library, where you can download over 75 books electronically for free, absolutely free for being a member, and get a discount of 50% off if you'd like a paperback copy of any of these books. So let's quickly tour that section now. So on the main page, you're going to go to publications right here. And that's going to take you to the digital library. And we'll scroll down, and we'll always have our featured publication listed here first. So the last book that we've just put out was a book on the 1942 Kansas City Monarchs. We are publishing books all the time. So we have a book that should be released any day now about one-hit wonders in baseball. And then we've got a book coming following that on baseball in Baltimore. So there's always books being published. If you go to the more titles button here, you can see them all. So you can see they're kind of in order here. So we did a book on the Kansas City Monarchs. Just in April, we put out a collection on Jackie Robinson, and you can see if you load more, we literally have a book on almost every team, era, you name it. We've got books on umpires, the winter meetings, scouts. It's a really great collection. And these are all compiled and put together and edited by Saber members. So let's just pick one, and I'll show you how you can download it. So let's see. Let's do this Mets book here, just to give the Mets a little love. Had a tough year. So you scroll down here and you'll see this section here. It says Saber members, get this book ebook for free. That's you. So this is where you want to do. So click on that link. You're going to want to make sure that you're signed in, because as of right now, you see that I'm not signed into my membership, and you see this giving me a price of $34.95. So that's how much it would cost for you to download it as a non-member. I want to make sure that I sign in here. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. Still want that Mets book. All right. Wait, what did I do? I'm sorry. I'll give you a different book. All right. So we're going to get this ebook of the Jackie Robinson. You can see here that the price is $0 for me to download electronically. So say I just want a PDF. I'm just going to read this on my computer. View. See that it's still $0 for you because you're signed in. Just add that to your cart, and you would check out like you would any other normal storefront, and then you will get a download link sent to your email, and you have a wonderful Jackie Robinson book ready to go. So we're talking about, I mean, if we look at all these books, like we said, there's over 75 of them in the entire collection. You know, we're talking about, you know, a value of close to $700. So if you were to download all of, you know, just download a few of these books, you've already paid for your Saber membership, your annual dues with a few of these books. So they're really wonderful. I know this is a labor of love for Bill Nolan here on this call, and it's really a tremendous source of pride for Saber. So definitely check these out. We've got, I mean, one of my favorite books we did, there's a book that's articles that are related to the Simpsons episode Homer at the Bat, which is one of my favorite. I mean, so there's literally something for everybody. So it's a really cool Saber perk. So I encourage you to check out the digital library. All right, we're going to go out to the main page again. And we're going to check out, dive a little bit into the research collection. So Saber is incredibly proud of its website, and for good reason. So the research collection available on saber.org is completely searchable, and you can find almost all of our content on a given subject in a single search. So let's take a tour. If right here, this search bar right here, if you just wanted to start and you don't want to dig in and you just wanted to do a quick search. So let's say we wanted to search for, okay, it's playoff time. We are going to search for who's my favorite all-time playoff Dodger, like Kershaw. Let's see what we got on Kershaw. We got a biography, journal articles, all this great stuff, which is just going to come up as soon as you just do that search result. But let's dive a little bit deeper into that research collection. So if you click on this tab here, you'll see that we have our main research collection items in these great little boxes. We're going to look at the Baseball Research Journal. So Courtney briefly touched on this. So the Baseball Research Journal is our flagship publication. It comes out twice a year. Unless you have indicated that you'd like to receive it electronically, it will be mailed to you. One comes out in the fall and one comes out in the spring. So we're actually getting ready to send out the fall BRJ here in a couple of weeks. Now, Saber members can also look at the archives from all of our previous Baseball Research Journals. So if you click on the archives link, you can see here all of the previous editions. Let's click on last year's fall 2020 journal, and you can see all the articles within those, and they're easy to read. Click on one just to show you kind of what pops up, and there's all this on our website for you to read. So these are all archives going back to the first ever Baseball Research Journal that was published. Great stuff. Look forward to getting that in the mailbox, certainly every fall and every spring. And then we also have our other flagship publication, which we put out every year, is the National Pastime. The National Pastime is typically dedicated to the geographic region where we will be hosting our national convention. This year, we did not have an in-person national convention, so it was a little bit of an anomaly. And the theme was the future according to baseball for the National Pastime this year. So there's some really, really interesting articles in here. Again, if you go to the archives page, you can look back through all of the National Pastime archives and read all the articles within that publication. All right, let's go back out. We're going to talk about two of my favorite Saber projects, because these are ways that all Saber members can get involved. So I'd say that 90% of Saber members are just consumers of baseball research, baseball statistics, baseball analysis. Like myself, I'm not writing about baseball, but I love reading about baseball, and I would imagine that most of you kind of fall into that category. But if you ever had the inkling to contribute or get involved or start your own research, there are ways for you to do that. You don't have to jump off the deep end and write a novel or write an article for a book. You can simply write a biography, or write up a game that you've been to you. So I think Ken might have mentioned those Matting League games, hitting those consecutive home runs. If we don't have one of those games written up, maybe you feel compelled to reach out to that committee and see if that game is available, and that might be something you might be interested in doing. But let's just take a look at they're similar in scope. So we'll dive into the bio project a little bit deeper just to save on some time instead of doing both. So the biography project, again, these are all written by Saber members. The only requisite to write one is if you are a Saber member. And these are just about the best baseball biographies that you're going to find anywhere. You can search here. We're over 5,500 bios for the bio project, which is growing every day. So you can search for your favorite player. You can browse by topic, different ballparks. There's always my favorite things is don't see like a random bio if you want to read it. There's some great categories if you're during All-Star season. Like, hey man, who are the All-Stars from the 90s? I want to see if you want to read bios on 90s All-Stars. You can see here's a big list. Let's just dive into one of these as an example. I love the Sox uniforms. And you can see that this article, this biography, is incredibly in depth. It's much more in depth than what you're going to see on the back of the baseball again, if you're interested in being involved, you can always go to the bottom of these pages. So bio project frequently asked questions section, and it'll show you how to get involved, who to contact if you're interested in getting involved, what the process is, who the committee folks members are, and they can help you answer any questions that you have. But again, if you're just like me and you just love to read, search, and just read, until your little heart's content. The games project briefly is similar, but instead of biographies on players, they're going to be write-ups of particular games. So you can here, like if you want to look at section categories, I want to read about no hitters, and you see we can go back. Here's the first reported no hitter. Of course, Saber is going to have an article about that. So you can read in-depth articles about all of these fabulous games. And again, these projects are ongoing. They're always being added to into perpetuity. So we're extremely proud of that. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to review some cool members only perks that you can access when you're logged in. And again, these are only things that Saber members can get to. So once again, you want to make sure that you're logged in, which I am. And you're going to find yourself on this members hub, which Courtney showed you. And you're going to go over here to this tab, research resources. Click on that. And right up the top, you're going to see, and again, these are exclusive to Saber members, so nobody has access to these, and these are great resources if you're looking to do research on historical items, or again, if you're just wanting to dive deep into a certain player or a team or an era. These two resources right at the top are two of our most popular. Newspapers.com World Collection. This is going to give you access to over 10,000 newspaper titles that you're able to search and do research, or just find articles from small town papers, big papers across the country, going back into the into the 19th century. So it's really cool. A yearly subscription to Newspapers.com World Collection is going to cost you $89. It's included in your Saber membership, so that right there is already paying for your annual membership dues. So again, a great value. You can see here it's really easy to search by keyword, and you'll pull up these local publications that you're interested in searching. Going back out, the paper of record is more specific, is the archives for the Sporty News publication. Sporty News obviously has stopped being published, but if you go down here and you click on that link, you gotta look for it a little bit. You'll see down here it was published out of St. Louis, Missouri, so you can see the Sporty News. Click on that, and you're able to search here. So I want to start. I'm just going to do a search in 2000, and I'm just going to do a search for Los Angeles Dodgers and see what comes up. I used to love the Sporting News when I was a kid, so it's really cool to go back and read some of these. Let's just pick a random date here. If any of you read the Sporting News when it was in its heyday, you remember these little team blurb write-ups, but you can see it's all fully searchable, and you can read about, all right, the Dodgers and Todd Hundley. I remember Todd Hundley. He was our post Piazza catcher. So again, the paper of record is the Sporting News archives, and then the World Collection of the Newspapers.com subscription. So two fantastic resources. Again, a lot of value here, which is making your membership dues worthwhile. We are always looking to add to your membership to make more benefits and resources available to you. So we're proud to keep adding. We don't like to just sit still. We like to make sure that our members are getting more and more for their membership dues. So those are two cool resources. I'm going to scroll down, and you can see a few more databases and guides and resources that we have available to members exclusively. Scroll down, you can see we've got everything from let's see, where are some of my favorites. I think it was Scott who was talking about sabermetrics. So we have a guide on how to do sabermetric research if you're interested in starting with analytics and kind of getting a basic how-to. You can read that. There's a how to do baseball research guide that's just in general. If you're looking, I don't know where to start. I want to write. I want to figure out how to do my own baseball research. This is a great tool and a handbook to get you started. The Little League Home Runs database is fantastic. If you ever wanted to read about, one of those little quirky baseball elements that we have, but I mean, like databases on minor league no hitters, databases on 4 home run games. Like anytime anybody hits, anybody has a three home run game, our website just goes crazy for people searching for 4 home run games. So we have that database available to you. So again, the research resources here available in the members hub is a fantastic way just to really dive deep into the pieces of Saber and baseball that you are interested in. I think one of the greatest things about Saber is that there's literally something for everybody. So whatever your fandom may be, there's going to be like-minded people within Saber. So you could be a stat head and you could be super into analytics and the next wave of what is being measured in the game, or you can be a 19th century baseball fan and be interested in baseball in the 1800s and the founding of the game and everything in between. You just got to find your people, and they're there, and build that community around you. And we're here to help you find those folks. The staff, the Saber staff, and then also the board. You can see, obviously, we've got Bill on the call tonight. They're extremely supportive and welcoming. If you have any questions whatsoever, you're trying to find like-minded people, you don't know where to go, and we can help point you in the right direction, and we want to do that. We want to make sure that you can make those connections so you can fully enjoy your Saber membership and get the most out of it. Okay, the last thing that I'm going to show you before I stop talking is our events page. So we've talked about your membership. One of the great things about Saber is we put on some really awesome events every single year. So if you click on this event tab here, and I'm going to jump down to the bottom real quick, and you're going to see a calendar here where we list all of our upcoming events. Now these can be chapter meetings. These can be national events. You can see right here, here's our new Saber member meeting, which we are on right now. So this is a great way to just check to see what's coming up, all these events. You can click on these and they're going to give you more information on how to join. If it's a virtual event, you can most likely click on the Zoom link there to register. But always be checking that as a great place to know kind of what's coming up within Saber. Events, we do a number of fantastic national events. Courtney mentioned the Women in Baseball Conference, which was held virtually this year. Next year, we'll look forward to being back in person for the Women in Baseball Conference, which is put on by our Women in Baseball Committee and the International Women's Baseball Center. We'll skip down to the Analytics Conference, which is probably my favorite event, held every year in March. This past year, it was virtual. The Analytics Conference is bringing together basically all the top minds and the folks on the forefront of what's next when it comes to stats and analytics. When you think of baseball stat nerds, that's this group. And I think I know quite a bit about it, but every time you hear a presentation at the Analytics Conference, it's going right over your head because it's just the folks are so impressive. It's really interesting to see. So even if you're not super into analytics, I definitely recommend checking it out because it's incredibly insightful in terms of where the game is headed. We talked about the 19th Century Baseball Conference, so we talk about two very different groups, the analytics and then the 19th century baseball, but we host them all and everybody's one big happy family within Saber. We have the Jerry Malloy Negroli Conference, which is the only symposium dedicated exclusively to Black baseball in the country. Very, very proud of this. It'll return to its in-person programming next June in Birmingham, Alabama. So this is a fantastic conference if you're interested in the Negro Leagues. And finally, our annual convention will be held next August in Baltimore. It has been, Bill, has it been 2 years now since we've had an in-person conference?
The last one was 2019.
So it's been a while. So I know that there's a lot of Saber members chomping at the bit to get together. This is going to be a fantastic event. A lot of pent-up excitement to get together. We expect to have 600, 700, 800 folks at our national convention here in Baltimore. We always will take in a baseball game while we're in our big league city. So if you're interested in joining us, we'll make sure that you will certainly get all the information that we want to put in front of you about these events. But if you're ever just looking to kind of see what's coming up, feel free to check out the events page. Saber members do get fantastic discounts on all of those events. So just make sure that you're on the lookout for those. Again, another perk of being a Saber member is that you do get a great discount on all of those big events. So that's it for me. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, probably drink some water, and I'll just turn it over to Courtney to close it out.
Awesome. Thanks, Scott. I just want to say thank you all so much for hopping on this call. I know it was a lot of information. And I know there's a lot that you'll probably have to go through and just you work through yourself. So feel free, like I said, to reach out to me or Scott or anyone on the Saber staff. We are more than happy to help with whatever may come up. But we just want to thank you all so much for your time. Thank you for being a Saber member. We are so excited to have y'all be a part of the Saber family. And let's enjoy some more postseason baseball.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.